Hello everyone and welcome back to Cities Skylines with me, the 1 hour a day build in our town of Lifstrom, with me, your host and insane mayor, Zerberus. In fact, I'll just crack open water right away and we'll get right to it. What we are currently working on is getting some more population in for our industrial areas. We built this last episode to kind of facilitate that. It seems to be working well. Our university is starting to go up and down, but yeah, it's not a problem. I mean, eventually we'll hit where we want to go. Do we have any policies or anything in there that we need to know about? No, we're now in money saving mode. So, are we getting any sort of demand? We're getting some Whoa, power? Oh, because the power plant... No. And they have road connections? There is absolutely no reason they should be having no power. Unless the power line somehow got broken? No. But yeah, this entire area has no power from outside roads for some reason. That is interesting. So, let's see if we can solve that by just anarchying in identical roads to what's already in there. Yeah, it just kind of stops here for some reason. That's weird, that's whack. Because that also then means that they don't have power. And that's something that absolutely has to be solved right now and permanently. That sticks out a little bit too far. There's like a road up here we can put, maybe just drop it on. Because they only have power right now from their waste processing facility, and that's of course not quite enough. Okay, that should sort them. So what is that? That's a pedestrian path, so that doesn't connect. That's okay. Yeah, but starting right in here, there's suddenly no more power. Ah, now it's propagating through. Not sure what the issue was there. Now there's still 852 places without... Now. Still 7 places without power. Where? No. Okay, that was... Hopefully... Okay, nothing horrible. Some facilities are filled. I'm going to guess that's going to be graveyards again, or at least done emptying. So actually just select the graveyards so we can find them more easily. That one's filled, so that one can be set to empty. And that was it as far as filled and empties goes, right? Yeah, I think so. Three buildings flooded. Nothing major. One is on fire. So someone's having a hot party. That was a bit surprising. We may add another one of these in here somewhere. Like maybe just, yeah, well, you know what? We'll just extend this road out a little bit. And drop one right on here. That should go in just fine with no anarchy, no problems. Just to stabilize power delivery. It's hilarious that they're not having enough workers, because they've got a residential area that's filling up literally right next door. So, we're getting light commercial and light industrial demand, but nothing that we really didn't already expect. So yeah, I think we're going to turn this into our first level of super high density commercial area, so to speak. This is where, so to speak, it starts to get interesting. Where we start to become a big towering city. And just to underscore that a little bit. I don't really like that. Let's pull that in a little bit.
And no better time than the time it takes you to get from where you are to where we are. You'll break box office records of fun as you take a trip to Tinseltown Movieville, USA.
There.
Action cut quiet on the set.
Much better. And we'll want one of these as a 2-lane coming over here.
Vault-Tec cameras. If you want the best, you've got to go big. That's why our cameras are the biggest on the market. Our shutters the loudest. Our lenses the longest. Cameras aren't paperweights. They're tools. Tools used to create. In fact, the most valuable camera is the one that you're afraid to take outside.
So, and we will
Only the best.
actually go with a similar concept to some of the residential areas.
I had to earn it. Many days of study and meditation lie behind all the deep thoughts, and I claim the title of pride. It's tempting to attribute the success of others to luck, inborn talent, but in fact, every admirable achievement is backed by hours of practice and dedication. Don't assume that you're simply outclassed when you see the success of your peers. Take it as an inspiring reminder of what you will soon achieve. Always in the corner. This is the Defocus channel.
So we can actually let everything run. That kind of speeds some stuff up, like the game. And as you can see, backed by popular demand, in-game sounds. Or as I should say, you can hear. And once again, we'll get to stop that. Yeah, but that's gonna have to be connected up to a lot of other stuff soon. I'm not gonna get by that. So, roads, exactly. That's because that's exactly what I was thinking of. We'll actually come off one later. Yeah, and then we'll come back on to this one over here. Let's say here-ish. And we'll actually go to the other one as well over from here. And for the way in, we'll bring them in just around here-ish. There. Now we flare up the highways, of course. Do our turning on lanes. And since there's nothing that's going to happen anymore in here, we'll do our turning lanes right there, like that, and like that. And out here. That way we only actually have to do that again on the inside collector roads when we add junctions to them, and everything else is actually already set up. So, take this one off from here. And from here. And from here. Here will come off from here and from here to that side. And connect them like that, and then on this side we'll do T opposite. In fact, we may put something in here. That side isn't going to have room to put anything in anyway, so we'll just go for this. Leave us a little bit of build space as well. Never a mistake. That didn't connect up, did it? Oh yeah, it did. So we do still have everything activated, okay. a second connection over from here. Yeah, they're definitely connecting up. And that's going to really just be our first, again, just completely unchecked, unchallenged commercial zone. In fact, we'll add... No, we won't add a waste transfer facility. I don't actually think they're going to need their own quite yet. We may actually add like a little waste management complex like right in here with a few transfer facilities. That's probably not even going to be a bad idea. They don't need healthcare. They obviously need emergency services. Just fire and police. You know what? We'll actually take the larger ones and put them in right here. They obviously don't need education. Public transport is also not something we're currently going to worry about, but we are going to offer them a post office, of course. So, and now they're actually hooked up, so... Let's zone this in. We'll also allow this to be our first set of unlimited offices. This will be low density, but low density allowed to hit max height. Same out here. You're gonna just create a massive commercial space. And then starting here, well no, we'll actually still go with low density commercial for right here. But then starting here we actually go with the, so to speak, high unspecialized office. Well, not so to speak, that's exactly what they are. Unspecialized offices without a high-rise ban. And the rest becomes high-density commercial, also without a high-rise ban. So any sort of commercial demand should be completely squelched now, as well as some eventually popping up, some office demand that may eventually pop up. There should be none of them asking for what's the word I'm looking for more space. I mean, again, this is basically the very, very beginning of our inside city. Going to be the first place that's just overall actually higher than anything out here in front of it, and that's actually going to make it kind of cool that it's right across from the university, because this is a bit lower by default, and all of this is going to wind up coming a little bit higher. So, do we want to fill in Prospect Hills yet? I don't think we do. What we want to do is set... it's actually not even filled in yet. We're going to wait until these fill in completely before we set historical and allow them to upgrade. You know what? We'll actually remove the low density here. Doesn't appear to be doing us any good. And just replace it with high density. I think that's there's just more demand for high density, interestingly enough. Not really getting much low density demand. That actually needs to be commercial. But again, they do have a high-rise ban in there, right? You know what? We're going to make that its own district. But keep the same rules, basically. But just for... So, Garnet Park gets a high-rise ban, at least for the time being. And that solves that. Oh, wait a sec. Whoa, no, stop. Set commercial specialization to organic and local, otherwise that just totally doesn't work anymore. So how far are we in? Just out of curiosity, 22 minutes out. We've got time. Let's take a quick look at our university. What's going on there? There appears to be a match going on. And this is why we're eventually going to want public transport in here. Because when more stadiums come in and the university just gets even more strongly used, then this is of course going to get even worse. That said, we anticipated it from the get-go, so it's not causing a major problem anywhere. And it's really only this one road that's getting screwed, and that was the whole point. So... but we'd just like to be able for them to get out faster overall. So, but get back to what we were looking for. Oh yeah, when the next year goes through, we will definitely... Hey, you know what? Come on. I mean, I know we don't have enough for the level above that, but maybe we can just get closer to the academic works and see what happens. So, we're getting industry demand. That's a bit interesting. Did we really allow them to turn off there? Did we do that on purpose? Well, it's actually not that many. It does look like, for the most part, their worker issue is finally getting solved, but not to the point where they can start to grow back in. So we may actually want to add not a huge amount, but well, maybe we'll add that over here. I really don't want to put another residential area over here though. You know what? We'll actually just build up. Will we? Will we build up the Oak District? Does that make sense? And then again, we're also getting problems over here. Well, problems is a little bit overstated, but we do still overall need more people. What's the story on public transport? We probably don't have very much. Well, I know we don't have very much. We have one train line and we have a metro line that takes in this area but does nothing for them. Nothing for them. Nothing for them. Ha ha ha. No, we'll leave public transportation out of the picture for the time being. And I think what we'll do...
Say cheese, it's cheese week
We'll create another residential area in here. Oh yeah, that's excellent, because then we can just take traffic off from here and put it on here as well. Or, no, you know what, we'll just finish. I'm totally undecided, I'm noticing. This is starting to come in. Nothing's really happening over here. Maybe we should just wait for some actual demand. I really don't like that it doesn't tell you really specifically whether or not that's industry or office demand specifically. I think that would be nice to know if we like had specific office demands. But I mean, it probably shouldn't be offices, because again, we have office space out here, and these can actually all go, go hard, so to speak. Oh, academic year report. Our attractiveness went down, but we reached acclaimed again. So that's good. Where was our university? Can't even find it anymore. Yeah, one more level. We need 2 more academic works and a few thousand more students. I think we're doing just fine. We'll actually leave our support for the academic works. You know what? No, we won't. We'll get 1 for free. Well, not for free, but for 20,000 for a guaranteed. You know what? Screw it. Yeah, we'll just go with the yeah. Has a chance to create 1 per 500 students each year, up to a maximum of 4 per year. How many students do we have? 1,500. 1,500 of the bait. Yeah, we'll just leave it. We will not actually pay for academic works anymore. We'll just leave things the way they are. And let it run. So, where do we want to put what in? Well, maybe we should just wait and plan and think. So we're probably also, once again, getting our... I completely forgot to take a look at that. There's probably a flood wave coming through here somewhere. And we'll find it. Or rather, it'll find us. Yeah, I think 1 more large institute here, 1 more large institute here. And then maybe 2 or 3 more varsity sports buildings over here. And this college university is done, and we can still build 2 more, and we probably will. But I think the next thing we may actually want to do is start honestly considering... Oh, that's right. I finally downloaded the Unlimited Outside Connections mod, so now we can actually turn these into something reasonable. No, we can't, because they're outside the city limits. Really? Seriously? Okay. But, that said, we can create our own outside connections. Or at least we should be able to. I do think that should be activated, right? Options, mods. Unlimited trees, ultimate eye candy. Did I not turn that on? I may have forgotten to turn that on. Okay, not a problem. Something I can do next episode. These, I mean, these aren't really getting much traffic anyway because there's nowhere to go. But it's still nice to see they're already being used to some extent. Up here is where it starts to get interesting again. Oh, that's right, we never actually managed these highways, did we? With our special connections. And we never even managed the on-ramp, but it's but it still worked just fine for who knows how long, so that's a good sign. It means it can only improve, although there isn't really much to improve. It's not like there's a huge amount of traffic up in there. In fact, let's take a quick look at that. We haven't really taken a closer look at our traffic in quite some time. University traffic on non-match days is quite low. This is okay. Basically, what's currently still our core has some heavy use areas that do gum up a little bit, especially here, from here to here. So we may actually once again want to turn this section into one way. In fact, that's probably a good idea. Like this one way coming on, and that one way going off. Yeah, I think we'll do that. So we will turn that one around. Oh no. Really? Is that gonna bork our bridges? Well, you know, we can just knock out the whole thing again. And just have the game draw it in anew. Because what we do want is to be able to control our traffic going up this way. There, and that should, I'm hoping, manage that. Yeah, I'm thinking that should work. We'll find out soon enough. So, pedestrian bridge builder. Will you not just do the whole roundabout? We'll just do that like that. We can live with that. Don't think there were any more critical ones. This one probably wouldn't be a bad idea. With this bridge coming right down here. And here probably also wouldn't be a bad idea. I don't think we knocked out any more, did we? No, so we'll just let those buildings destroy themselves. We'll allow this to stay janky and wonky for a change. So, and that seems to have immediately improved, but we'll have to see once all of this traffic now gets out from here, because of course now that's causing a problem. Oh, and we have a traffic light issue. Oh yeah, we'll have to see what it looks like when this ungums and then all of this then starts to get done filtering back through here. I get a feeling we may get a big problem right here. In fact, do we want to preclude that right now? Although that is 4 lanes going in there, that actually, as far as traffic buildup goes, shouldn't really be too bad. We'll just have to see how it looks back in here. Okay, I think we may need some junction management. Yeah. That's what we need. So, and of course we also want to make sure this is actually a priority road all the way around. And that should also help. Except for here. That's getting pretty jank, isn't it? Yeah, but it's actually not that bad once it finally empties out. That's why I said, let's just wait and see how exactly it peters out. I think, yeah, I mean, it's a bit chaotic at this one specific intersection, but it's actually not too bad. What we may want to do, though, just to make sure that this doesn't get even worse, is at least bridge it. Ah, and this is one of the other ones that got knocked out, that's right. But I mean, that's actually okay. There's no real reason. Yeah, that's just fine. Probably actually one of the most natural bridges we have, and that's why it has to go. There. I think that overall worked out pretty well. At least it degummed that for the most part. Now a lot of this is quite quiet compared to before. So yeah. This is one of our worst problems right now. This is, yeah, it's but it's still working. Down here it just gets super heavy, but they don't really have that much of a problem. They do have to slow down a little bit because of idiots, but just because that junction is so close. But once they can flow out a little bit, that problem also solves itself. Yeah, you get the occasional pulse of bunching up, but nothing really major or problematic. This is actually overall flowing reasonably well. That said, if we turn despawning on, we could probably find a problem at every second intersection. So, despawning off, I'm sorry. So, that'll be interesting when we get to that part. Ah, we found the flood wave, I think. But yeah, that's actually okay. That's totally manageable. I'm a bit surprised that it's actually still getting up in there though. But yeah, I mean it's already as good as dried up. So no harm, no foul. Getting industry demand? That bothers me. So 18 houses somewhere whose pipes don't work. 24. And why did their pipes suddenly not work? They worked until 2 minutes ago? Ah, no, this is the kind of numbers we want to see. Just low amounts of problems. What is with these rolling shit outs, basically? You know what? We will create specifically for this purpose a little services area in here, just to make sure that our services really don't start to become a problem anywhere. And since we're getting some industry demand as well, we'll just put some general purpose industry in here also. But basically what this is going to be waste transfer and wastewater. We'll put another umbrella plant in somewhere for fresh water, or maybe even just a tower somewhere unpolluted. Very, very important word there. Somewhere unpolluted. But how do we want to hook up to the highway? That's our first concern. Well, our first concern is, does a waste processing facility even fit? No, it doesn't. Now it does. So, let's extend the road out a little bit. Like this to compensate. So, and they also want transfer. Actually take 2 or 3 transfer buildings. Well, we also have to remember that we want sewage in here, and that's also not exactly small. In fact, we may be better served by moving this up here. Moving this sewage plant up here. and seeing if we can't get another sewage plant over in here. Just anarchy it in and move the road. So that should solve most of our services issues. At least any that should pop up in the near future. At least once we connect it up. That's going to be the interesting part now. In fact, over here is going to be the no-brainer.
Carb up with Yakisoba, the noodle masters. No matter what stage of life you're in, we have the perfect noodles for you.
Can we not?
From birthday noodles to wedding noodles.
Well, we'll just go over then.
Most primal of noodles. Every occasion has a noodle at Yakisoba, so experience something different. Yakisoba. It literally means fried noodles.
Oh, come on.
Saddle up in the mornings with Jimmy and the Stallion, the only morning show featuring DJ Jimmy Fries and a 4-year-old quarter horse
Well,
named
actually,
Clover.
then we'll leave that the way it is. So, and what we can do now,
They'll play your favorite hits, give out great prizes, and
we can
laugh
connect
their
from
way
here
through your commute. Jimmy and the Stallion.
up
Stable
to there.
entertainment only on Cities Radio.
We can't go down that far, so we do have to go up.
Hey there, friends. Today I've been thinking about weather. That cozy feeling you get.
Turn off snapping.
All the sounds just blur together under the
Let's see if we can't.
That's what we're all about.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
This channel. But you know, sometimes you can get lost in it. Stay inside and hide from the crazy things. To all of you out there caught in the rain, remember you're
So that's both of those on, off, I mean, too. And we want, in fact, we'll set that up to a 2-lane so they can actually choose which way they want to go. That actually doesn't look half bad. So then we need on-ramps to these highways. This one is the easy one. The other side is going to be somewhat more challenging. Oh yeah, there's just no way we can go down that low. So we don't even have to think about that. That doesn't mean we can't go over here after the bridge. And connect up to here somewhere reasonably. Oh, come on. Oh, there was already another node right there. That was why I didn't want to let us do that. Because that section was just going to be so short. In fact, I'm not even really a fan of having that come out that far. We may want to do that as a tunnel. so we can connect a little bit earlier. In fact, yeah, that is what we want to do. No, not move it. We want to delete it in this case. So this goes back as a 3-lane highway, of course. Standard, nothing special dealy. So we actually came up there for no reason then. Because we actually need to go down with this. We don't want anarchy for that. I was about to say, if it won't let us put it in here, then we'll anarchy it in, but that absolutely wasn't a problem. And so neither is connecting that up. Yeah, and that just gives them much more space. So that's the way out, that's the way in. This roundabout is a way to turn around. I think that should work fine. And we'll give them some industrial zoning in the back and some offices in the front. So now as far as water, as getting water goes, where do we have reasonably low pollution? But this does also cause a little bit of noise, so we have to be a little careful where we put it. Problem solved. I think power should flow to those, right? Oh, yeah, we need to let the game run. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, water availability and sewage treatment are now at the same level. Neither one of them are super, super high, so to speak, but they're at levels that will work. I think garbage should now be significantly improved. Yeah, processing status just went way up. And that even kind of makes sense. I mean, you would kind of generally have like services like that close to the center of the city, so this commercial zone is coming in nicely. We got any level 3 buildings yet? No, not getting there yet. They will. So 54 minutes into it. So this episode actually isn't going to go that much longer. I wonder if we can still get something else in there that might make sense. Like a single incinerator. I think we'll just let industry move into the rest. Industry and offices. That makes more sense. Too bad you can't, like, set an industry area to, like, garbage specifically or renewable stuff. That would be kind of like an idea. Kind of like a real recycling industry, so to speak. In fact, you know what? They need a waste transfer facility, I'm just noticing. So we'll put that in right here. And we'll put it in more central. Because we don't want to have waste transfer facilities in our residential areas, but we need to have enough of them around in our commercial zones and things like that, that our residential areas can still get a waste transfer. And since these transfer facilities specifically don't actually cost that much, that's not really a big problem. And they bring them then to these waste processing complexes, which also give us power, which is kind of nice. Assuming they have enough garbage to process in the first place. So what's the story on crematoriums? Yeah, 0 issues. Healthcare overall, 87%. That's nice. 94% child health, 86%. Elder care, yeah, we're doing fine, we're doing fine. Whoa, we stand to lose multiple reputation levels next year. Wow. So few people, or what? 2% unemployment. Does that mean the job market is starting to recover? Or the population is starting to slowly but surely overburden the job market again? Which is good. That's what we want. So, take out their high-rise bin. So that they can now upgrade to level 5 if they want to. Causing a little bit of a traffic problem getting on here, but it's not really that bad. So what's the story here? They're not completely filled in yet, so we'll leave their high-rise ban in. They're sick probably because most likely noise, I'm going to guess. Yeah, that's what that is. So we may want to make this little corner a bit more commercial. Now it's too late, guys. I mean, now you already complained. It's not too bad to have a little bit of commercial space right next to the university anyway, as well as next to the train station, which I just noticed could actually be easily accessible from this side as well. All we would have to do is draw in a simple road popping over, and the guys on the other side can get on the train as well. Can we? Seriously, slope too steep? Even there? Then we're just gonna anarchy that in. And boom. Now the other side can also use that rail network. Not saying that's going to be the be-all, end-all solution of any sort of problem, but as we can see, it's immediately starting to get used. Just because, yeah, it's what little public transport we have. So we may, sooner rather than later, actually wind up building a bridge set on this, yes. That went really quick that suddenly got heavily used. Didn't expect it to go quite that fast, but when you think about it, yeah, because that also gives them a walking, that suddenly puts the university within walking distance of them. So yeah, this could get very heavily used. I didn't even think of that. Didn't even think that far. And I also didn't think to swipe, so I lost track of the chat. Sorry about that. Anything I missed? Nope, nothing. So everything's still hunky-dory. Our commercial zone, our first high commercial zone is coming in over here. The offices here on this side should actually be the same height when they're done. That's right, do they have reasonable post office? Yeah, I mean, considering this is, especially on this side, mostly, what's the word I'm looking for? Ah, you know what, screw it, we'll just give them a post office. If nothing else, it'll help other people too. I think postal services are actually doing great for the most part in our city. Really don't see any major deficiencies. All we would have to do is plop like another one like right here. That would almost cover this entire area again. Post offices are really nice and efficient as far as area coverage goes. But there isn't any in here, interestingly enough. So that's a bit of an oversight. And back in here, it also isn't really excellent. So sorry guys, but I'm gonna knock out one house next to this unzoned area and give you better postal service, because we don't need you guys going postal. Yeah, I think everybody should be reasonably served with post office service now. So yeah, we're doing fine. We're at 170,000 now. We still stand to lose 2 reputation levels next year, but that's okay. We're not really losing money in any significant capacity. Our traffic is still reasonably good for the most part. What I think is just unbelievable is just how, so to speak, how little we've actually already done. Too few services. Why would they need healthcare and death care? I mean, this is an office building. They have fire, I'm going to assume. No, they don't actually have. Oh no, that's not fire. That's death care. Fire and police are still reasonable. So let's see what postal services are. Also still reasonable, but could be better. And they could also actually use some postal services down in there, so we'll just drop a post office in right here.
We want you to trust us with your money.
See if that doesn't help.
We can make you more money. How? It's not funny business, it's money business.
Maybe some medical helicopters.
And it will grow with interest. That's the plan, at least. Maybe that's too complicated for you. Imagine planting a money tree in the ground and watering it.
That's an idea. We could put in some new helicopter depots over here.
Fed it more money, and after digesting it would... okay. You want to go money fishing?
If we can find a space for them. Well, we could actually do those right here in the middle, all 3 of them.
Even more metaphors that allow us to avoid saying what we really do with your money. Van Hammer Bank. Feed the money monster. Say cheese, it's cheese week at Big Bite Burger Surprise. All this week, in addition to our regular menu, try our all-you-can-eat signature sides, like our famous bowl full of melted cheese, served steamy and bubbly. It's the bottomless chocolate, or our New Orleans-inspired toast sandwich with big cheesy. The spicy blue cheese top jalapeno cheese blooper.
No, we don't want to touch that one quite yet. We want to make sure we can get the police one in first. So I'm thinking the issue may actually be that curved road. Yeah, so we'll move this one over to here. And what we'll actually do is use the Move It mod, select this node, this road, and just move all of this over here. Oh, that went horribly wrong. Absolutely need to stop the game to do this. I think that's the issue. Yeah, index is out of range. That's kind of... Okay, so move it. Just delete all of this, please. So now that is the police helicopter depot, so we can see if we can't still move that a little bit further out. No anarchy, please. So, and that's the medical. Now we need the fire, and the fire goes that way. So what we really need to do is cull this road back a little bit. We may not be able to cull it back far enough. I'm just noticing. Maybe we still can. There. See if we can't delete that little chunk, and with a bit of luck now we can get our... Exactly, that's medical, that's police, so we need fire. Let's see what the problem is. That was a little bit too much. So, and then we'll just collect fire. That was a fail. Turn anarchy off. Okay, turn anarchy on. Really, is it that bad? Oh, I think we still had... Yeah, that's why. That's why it was such a problem. So that should improve their services significantly. Should actually improve just about everybody's services significantly. You may want to add a coroner in here just in case. Actually, they have coroner coverage for the most part. But they don't. And they're a residential area, so that's just one thing we might want to add in here somewhere, like say here. And I think we are now over time again. Yes, we are. So, once again, if you've liked what you've seen, please feel free to follow me on Twitch or to like and subscribe on YouTube. And I'll be back next episode. Cheers!